name to her. He'll give us name to her. Where is Partho? Where is 2-3 days he's waiting problem. Where is Partho? Nobody. They are coming actually.
Our attendance will come. She came.
Very good morning to our respected dignitaries. A very good morning to all our faculty members. A very good morning to all the participants and a very good morning to all our dear friends.
We welcome you to the third day proceedings of our 8th
IBA International Conference, Taking India to Greater Heights.
We got to hear great minds share their experience, views and ideas. But let me tell, there is a lot more to go on this final day of the conference.
If you think the previous 2 days were amazing, today it's going to be wow. Today we have amongst us two extremely inspiring youth icons.
First is the lady who took the initiative of cleaning the river Ganga after having a really bad experience in a boat ride, Miss Temsutula Imsong. May I request her to please raise.
Second, we have the man amongst us who I think utilized YouTube in the most extraordinary, in the most appropriate way, Mr. Ravijot Singh.
In fact, when we talk about the action from below, and almost all our speakers have been manifestations of the same. And today is no different. We have two people on the stage who have demonstrated where there is a will, there is a way. Size might not matter. Your status might not matter. If you are starting to work, if you have a mission, nothing can stop you. It has been an honor to have Ms. Temsutula Imsong here, moving from Nagaland, has been involved in cleaning the river Holy Ganga. Our efforts at Swachh Bharat is an example, a shining example for all of us. It would be a great pleasure to have her here and then listen to her experiences. You'll be even having two kids around who will be speaking with her. So there could be new role models for the Swachh Bharat around here. Aaron and Emily, both are here. Mr. Ravijot Singh, we can call him a hawk or a super hawk in terms of nationalism. He's involved in spreading the fervor of nationalism across the country and across forums. It's wonderful to have you here, sir. He had a very late night flight around and then early morning again he's here to motivate us, to inspire us. It will be a great while to listen to you. But of course, we need to have some formal introductions, which Ankita and Kajal will be doing around. Will be doing it.
Please welcome Ms. Imsong with a floral bouquet.
May we please welcome Mr. Ravi Singh with floral bouquet. How many times does it happen that we see something wrong going around us and we ignore it? And how many times did it happen that we took the initiative to change something that's going wrong? Maybe a very few.
We must have often noticed in class when a student tries to answer, he raises his hand, and if the professor is not able to notice it for some reason, he just drops the idea of answering. How many times do we try of being heard?
People are known and remembered by the work they do and not by their face. Talking about change and taking it to criticize is what everyone does. But taking initiative to bring a change and to take it to criticize is what only a very few of us does, maybe a 10% of us.
India will not reach greater heights if only just a few take the initiative. But India will reach greater heights only when the entire India strives hard for it.
Without more undue delay, we would like to introduce our first guest speaker, Ms. Temsutula Imsong. She hails from Nagaland and she is a brain behind the creativity and revival of Sakar. Currently, shuttling between Motul and Varanasi, she is one of the most active members of the organization who have infused a new life and thinking in the functioning of Sakar.
Before we call upon ma'am, may we please have a short video?
जुड़ सकते हैं नहीं जुड़ सकते हैं तो हम इसका मजाक न बनाएं। मुझे याद है काशी में ये 80 घाट को आप चार जोड़ दिया, वह एक प्रभु घाट है। एक नागालैंड की बच्ची जो काशी में आकर के पढ़ रही थी और उसको उसी में मन लग गया, वो प्रभु घाट की सफाई में लग गई। धीरे धीरे यंग जनरेशन जुड़ती गई। आप जाके देखना प्रभु घाट की सफाई की बच्चों की सारे यंग जनरेशन है, बीएचयू के स्टूडेंट जाते हैं, सफाई करते हैं। लेकिन कुछ लोगों को पता नहीं क्या मजा आता है, सुबह जाके वहीं जाकर के कुछ गंदी फैक्ट्री पे आ जाना और ये रो पड़ती थी। इतनी मेहनत की, देखी गंदा कर दिया, फिर उठाती थी, फिर साफ करती थी। कितना कमिटमेंट होगा। जब मैं अभी उन लोगों से, हम नौजवानों से मिला, मेरे लिए इंस्पिरेशन था। कैसा
Bajani. So can you please come on the stage and share your views with us?
सभी को मेरा हार्दिक नमस्कार। I think बहुत जल्दी है ना, सब सो रहे हैं, सुनाई नहीं दे रहा। नमस्कार। That's much better. Taking India to greater heights. It's an honor for me to be given an opportunity to share my thoughts in front of such an august audience. I am given to believe that this conference is about mind pulling ideas that will accelerate India reaching greater heights. I will share with you what I have experienced and observed as a common citizen while I did anything in Kashi and elsewhere. Let me start by saying that I do hesitate. बहुत hesitate करती हूँ. I have my own inhibitions. I did feel at times that all this cleaning is leading towards to nowhere. I did encounter moments of desperation when every part of me was shouting, "Give up! It's of no use." But then, this is where learning began. When I was presented with an easy choice of giving up and be a complaining spectator, and the somewhat difficult choice of learning to overcome everything and persist with whatever I was doing, taking it to a logical conclusion. About 3 years back, when I gave up my job at Delhi and decided to take up full-time social work, I had only one thing in mind. I will never tell myself that I am doing my best, but rather I will succeed in whatever I do by striving not to be successful, but to be of value to others. The plan was very simple. Very, very simple. Every action was to be directed towards bringing smiles and hope to others. With my organization, Sagar Seva Samiti, we undertook many small things like a flood rescue, education for underprivileged, initiative towards health, hygiene and sanitation. And all of it was done not on the strength of money or resources. In fact, we are still the same. We focused on what we can do on a small scale, but inspiring in such a way that our action motivated many and had a domino effect. We have mostly succeeded. All the ₹25 altogether. We managed to make sure that many infants didn't suffer infantile diarrhea and thus managed to save a few kids. Scale doesn't worry us, results do. When we scrutinize them on the parameter, how many similar initiatives we have managed to inspire. You may ask, when I started working in 2013 itself, why is it that it took almost 2.5 years for me to show the results? These 2.5 years were spent preparing myself, coming over the inhibitions I had, and introspecting about my strengths and weaknesses. And what we have been able to achieve today is a result of that preparation only. All we focused continue and call it a destiny or luck, we had friends to support us whenever we needed help. And boundless goodwill kept us on our toes. As I stand here, it is exactly 1 year that we started Mission Prabhugat at Varanasi. We were few but determined. And this really helped us in overcoming the negativity that developed when we had crowds around us who merely stood and watched while we worked. This is something that most of you will see. But the lesson I learned was that cleaning was a choice that I made. It was something personal to me. And finding negativity around was a weakness through which I was merely trying to find reasons to quit. I decided to focus more on the vision we had and also surround myself with people who were encouraging, positive, and who acted as a support system. This was when Twitter and Facebook came to my rescue. The response I got, the interactions I had on social media were overwhelmingly positive and became one of my biggest strengths over the time. People keep sending me inspiring messages and they work as energizers for me and my team. When I look back, I do get a sense of pride that at times borders arrogance. When people still ask after 365 days, when we are not stopping, that how will it sustain? How long will you keep cleaning? How long will you go on? Friends, this is a long journey. And we are giving it our best. Every time I come across people who are getting inspired and whatever my team has done, it motivates us further to come up with and implement new ideas. Allow me to quote Steve Jobs. You can't connect the thoughts looking forward. You can only connect them looking backwards. So you have to trust that the thoughts will somehow connect in your future. You have to trust in something. Your path, destiny, life, karma, or whatever. This approach has never let me down. And it has made all the difference in my life. And this simplifies the attitude of most of the people who are involved with Shramdan or Mission Parijat. The team of youngsters is something that makes me very proud. Every single member is hard work and determination personified. Shubham Tiwari, I wanted to name few of them. Shubham Tiwari, Ashutosh, Pawan, Satyam, Shubham Pandey, Anurag, Amresh, Ayush, Ritu, Darshana, Nanda, Soni, Pankuri, Ayushi, Manoj, Michael, Suraj, Pakalu, Ayush, Rohit, and so many others who have dutifully kept this spark alive. I am but just a face of so many of these brave hearts. For those who are wondering what is Mission Parijat or Shramdan, let me share why we named them as Parijat, Mission Parijat. Parijat is a flower that blooms only at night. And there is a Parijat tree at Barabanki, UP, which has no seeds, meaning it's the last one. And one of its kind, it couldn't be grown once it's gone. So it's the last one of its kind, and now, so it is very rare and needs to be protected at any cost. For us, Parijat signifies the indomitable human spirit which fights on, irrespective of the odds or the darkness that surrounds us. Isn't it like blooming in the dark? And like that rare tree at Barabanki, UP, this strength of human spirit must be nurtured and protected. Because once it's broken, it will be hard to revive. We have successfully managed to make cleanliness competitive, and Shramdan is spreading all over India, bringing together like-minded groups. A simple initiative like Kashi Debate, in which we decide a topic for every Sunday and encourage people to express themselves after Shramdan. It's being liked by people of all ages, and they look forward to these expressions. These debates have become a way of expression, and this now it's becoming a way of personality development, confidence building, exercise in which one gets to develop without paying anything. Shramdan itself is coming across as a great team building exercise, which is evident from the family-like behavior and attachment among the people from all over India in our Shramdan group. Shramdan is nothing complicated, but a resolve, a pledge to contribute at least 1 hour a week to doing something beneficial for our society. It can be cleanliness, teaching underprivileged kids, feeding many people, like not many people, feeding, we see many needy people, right? So we can feed them, or anything that comes to your mind. If 1 hour a week is a big deal, try once a month or once a year. But make sure that you donate this hour to society and nation. You may find it small and start doubting its worth, but when you look at the fact that when we are a nation of 123 crore plus people, and if even 25% of us and decided to take care of only 1 meter of space around us and the issues in it, imagine what could be achieved within a few weeks. And you will be delighted to know that Shramdan is spreading all over India. We have a dedicated WhatsApp group of over 100 members from different cities who are doing regular Shramdan. Next one is tomorrow, 27 March. Please allow me to name a few of the Shramdanis who are working for a clean India. Team Mission Parijat at Varanasi, Green Minds led by Sandhya ji at Bandara, Bunch of Fools led by Sachin Kumalka ji at Raipur, Chhattisgarh, I Act Citizen Group led by Shamila ji and Vinayak ji at Mumbai, Samarbit Parivar of Atash led by Sharma ji at Vidisha MP, Rohit ji's team at Farukabad, Team Omit Foundation led by Siddharth Rai at Kazipur, Team Sakar of Sharat Chandra, Ashutosh Mudlikar and team at Pune, Sunil ji and team at Bangalore, Aishwarya and her team at Mysuru, Women to Clean, team of Manish and Swati Bala at Delhi, Nitin Sirohoi's team at Ghaziabad, Rizapong and his team from Bokchong, Nagaland, Ujjwal Saikia and team from Guwahati, Puja Tripathi from Jalandhar, Juma from West Bengal. So these are a few among so many of them who are patiently working following the vision of Shramdan as a means to bring change in the perceptions, attitudes, and what we see around us. And I must tell you, I am more than convinced that having a Swachh Bharat by 2019 won't be difficult, seeing their result. Who knows, we may get to have a sparkling Bharat by then. Now, coming to how to do this on a bigger scale and the basics of it. I have read somewhere that 3 things make a nation. First is noble ideals. Second is the citizen capable of achieving the noble ideals. Third is the striving for excellence by such citizens. Having said that, theme of our nation, what is it? Let's see. Where there would be no poverty, no disease, no ignorance, no depravity could materialize and shall materialize. When every citizen solemnly resolves to discharge with all wisdom and might his or her duties. And herein lies what I feel the key to an unstoppable and sustainable march to national glory. For those who are wondering which duties I am talking about, I am referring to the 11 fundamental duties mentioned in Article 51A, Part 4A of our Constitution. Am I allowed to read the fundamental duties again? Okay, just to remind all of us. 1. To abide by the Constitution and respect its ideal and institution. 2. To cherish and follow the noble ideals which inspired our national struggle for freedom. 3. To uphold and protect the sovereignty, unity and integrity of India. 4. To defend the country and render national service when called upon to do so. 5. To promote harmony and the spirit of common brotherhood amongst all the people of India, transcending religious, linguistic and regional diversities. We're talking about it, right? To renounce practices derogatory to the dignity of women. To value and preserve the rich heritage of our composite culture. To protect and improve the natural environment, including forests, lakes, rivers, and wildlife, and to have compassion for every living creature. To develop the scientific temper, humanism, and the spirit of inquiry and reform. 9. To safeguard public property and to abjure violence. 10th, to survive towards excellence in all spheres of individual and collective activity, so that the nation constantly rises to higher levels of endeavor and achievement. Last one, 11th, who is a parent or guardian to provide opportunities for education to his child, or as the case may be, what between the age of 6 and 14 years. So that's our fundamental duties. And let me put 14, the fundamental duties, in context. We are gradually evolving into citizens who are overtly aware of all their fundamental duties and fundamental rights, but deliberately unaware of our fundamental duties. If society becomes duty-based, everyone in India will turn attention on performance of duties, and through such performance ensure and be entitled to the rights of a citizen. Personally, what I have been doing is the performance of duties number 4 and 7, and it is high time that we as citizens became more aware of our duties than rights, or at least show the same passion and aggression for our duties that we do for our rights. Now the question is, how do we do it? A more proper question will be, how do we do in such a way that also relates to our career and lives? Well, it's simple. This is the time when you, or rather all of us, can prepare ourselves for the future. Developing traits, habits, confidence that makes us capable to take on the challenges that awaits us in future. To quote, I wanted to quote something here, to quote Bhagavad Gita chapter 2 verse 5. Yogaha karmasu kaushalam. Yoga is excellence at work, and excellence can be only achieved through selfless dedication. When you achieve this state, you are rid of all the diverting thoughts and acts. Your energy gets utilized in a more efficient manner. Learning comes naturally, and goals are achieved on the way. This process is much more satisfying than that mad, blind, cutthroat race which only looks at success in terms of money or careers. You are few of the best brains in entire nation, and our future depends on your attitude and approach to life. I wanted to share what I have experienced and learned in life. Monetary success is not success. Career success is not success. Life, people who love you, giving to others, doing something that makes you feel complete and full, that is success. And it depends on you and you alone. I have with me Arya Pandey and Emily Shin. They are just 10 and 6 years old, but they have participated actively in Shramdan. It may seem a bit trivial, but imagine a 10-year-old or a 6-year-old kid who is serious about Swachh Bharat. Fundamental duties and Shramdan. Now, when they grow up to become responsible citizens, aren't they going to give their best to make sure that our nation marches through the path of glory that we all have been dreaming about? While we indulge in regular cleaning and other motivational things, we must involve youngsters to carry the baton forward, and this is the key to the sustenance of any initiative or survival of any vision. We may start with organizing similar mind-pulling conferences for young kids, wherein all we elders do is to watch them, listen to them. There is a lot to learn from kids. Their minds have not experienced setbacks or failures. Unlike us, they are not afraid of failing, since they don't know what is failure. And this makes them unafraid of trying to. Isn't this something priceless to protect? I wanted to request Arya and Emily Shin to recite the poem Invictus by English poet William Ernest Henley with me.
Out of the night that covers me, black as the paint from pole to pole, I thank whatever gods may be. bloody but unbound. Beyond the place of black and tears, looms but the horror of the shade, and yet the menace of the years finds and shall find me unafraid. It matters not how straight the gate, how charged with punishments the scroll. I am the master of my fate. I am the captain of my soul.
Wherever you are pursuing, I would like to make a special mention of Akash Verma. Who has been constantly in touch with me, and the reason that I am here sharing my thoughts with you all. I am thankful to Professor Prashant Kulkarni for initiating this visit. It was indeed an honor to be here, and I thank the organizers, every one of you, and like sometimes words fall short when the conclusion and the word of thanks come. And also making sure that people are updated via social media. This reminds me of to make a special mention of your social media team, who are really doing an excellent job. Because constantly every now and then you are updating, and this is what I did last year, and I could get all the people today, and this is a big strength, and we have a platform, we should use it in a positive way. That's what you are doing. I'm so thankful for all of you. Now I request all of you to say with me Bharat Mata Ki Jai as a mark of our respect for this amazingly beautiful nation of ours, which has given us everything we have and made us whatever we are. Shall we? Yes. Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai! Bharat Mata Ki Jai!